afternoon. Spent a bunch of time in the Army and I really loved it. That's why I got out. Because the military itself is one of the biggest victims of this whole war. The administration and the Congress that supports it have been running it into the ground deliberately. Everything from the beginning when they started planning the war, Pentagon had a plan. It involved hundreds of thousands of troops, 400,000 or 500,000. The administration wanted fewer, make it a little less painful on the economy. So the generals said, yes sir, came up with a plan that wouldn't work. They came up with a plan that was guaranteed to create the problems we have today. They planned to use the Iraqi police and army to establish a government, keep order after the war, and they turned around, used shock and awe to destroy the things they planned on using in a post-war Iraq. They sold the war on weapons of mass destruction and didn't even look for them in the beginning of the war. They didn't even go after the weapons depots. A few months later, all those unguarded depots came back to haunt them. They didn't care about that. They got Bush to land on an aircraft carrier and everyone was supposed to live happily ever after. The generals also, in their plans, didn't plan for anything aside from the plan. They believed we'd be welcomed as liberators. Didn't occur to them to plan for anything else other than that. First of the 172nd right here in Manchester, we got caught by that. Little after Thanksgiving 2003, we got alerted, and in January 2004, we were down getting trained. In February, we were in Iraq. There was no plan. They didn't have time to think ahead and train us. The soldiering stuff, everything outside the berm, that was okay. We could accept that.
Mike.
But it didn't occur to them that they'd have a lot of detainees. So they took us and put us in the prison. The only real training we got was a warning that if we did anything wrong, we'd be the ones going to jail. Every other part of my time in the Army was strictly professional. Everything I was supposed to do, I got trained to do. The people who trained me to do it made sure I understood what I was doing before they set me loose to do it. That all ended right when I went to Iraq. Got my MP Brassard on. I'm not qualified to wear it, but I was ordered to. It was a part of what I was supposed to do. And the lack of professionalism is what's killing the Army. People are getting out. I got out. I couldn't deal with the risks where my chain of command and the generals and the politicians were a bigger enemy to me than the Iraqis. They were a bigger threat to me. So we're losing people to bombs. We're losing people to bullets. We're losing people that they're not even counting. There's been a lot of outrage this year, but not enough. People getting injured by the IEDs. They're not getting treated as wounded veterans when they get home. They're being treated as if they had pre-existing personality disorders. Not even being counted, just sent away as if they never should have enlisted. People like me. I walked away 8 months after I got home because my enlistment was up. I'm not counted, but Iraq is part of the reason why I'm out. We need to hold the Congress accountable. All the Congress people that have been supporting this, they're complicit. They're a part of it. Sununu needs to actually oppose the war. All of Congress needs to actually oppose the war. Not simply because it looks good in the polls right now, but because it needs to end. We're not accomplishing anything over there. We're getting people killed, and we're not addressing the root causes of the problems. It's got to stop. We need to hold the politicians accountable and somehow find a solution. I don't know what that is, but we need to find it. Oh, sorry. And that's all I have. Thank you for coming out today. Take care.